So as you would expect, the mayor, city manager, and interim police chief all made statements about this shooting this afternoon. Local 12's Chris Arnold is live at Cincinnati Police headquarters with what they had to say. Chris.
Well, good evening, Cal. Yeah, interim police chief Adam Henney says 500 to 600 people were inside Riverfront Live when the shooting happened, and he stressed that the investigation is still in its early stages.
I can't imagine the families who got the phone calls that a loved one was impacted. I can't imagine those who were in there. I can't imagine those who were struck by it.
City Council member Seth Walsh is still processing what took place.
It's unfathomable to me that people continue to take their violence out like this.
This is a dark moment for our community. It's horrific. It's unconscionable.
Mayor Aftab Pirval says hundreds of people were expecting to enjoy their night peacefully.
And instead, an unimaginable tragedy occurs due to senseless gun violence.
The shooting sent people running out of the venue and officers nearby and first responders running toward danger.
Our Cincinnati police officers, fire and EMS, and all other first responders who rushed to the scene are heroes of the highest order. Their work saved lives last night in its ultimate act of public service.
This comes days after the city's investigation into Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Thigi was extended for the second time. Thigi was placed on administrative leave last year following a surge in violent crime downtown. We've had several high-profile incidents. I know Chief Thigi was put on investigation for following some of that. And now you have one of the largest mass shooting incidents, according to Councilwoman Owens in her statement today, in Cincinnati's history. So what is your plan to reduce violence and crime?
We can continue to have off-duty details at these establishments, as we have both this establishment from the shooting this morning and also in the previous. We can continue to do high visibility. We can continue to partner with the Highway Patrol to crack down on illegal guns, as well as our partnerships with DOJ, ATF, and FBI.
The mayor points to other challenges.
But if people have easy access to guns across the board, and if they get into arguments, and instead of dealing with those arguments in ways short of mortal death, it's very, very difficult to stop that from happening.
And Walsh offers a solution.
If we can figure out how to solve that front end, where we stop solving our arguments with gun violence, hopefully they don't get to the other end. And right now, so preliminary, we don't know fully what happened last night, but it sure feels like we're heading that way on that same story again, doesn't it?
And you know, the mayor also brought up that this does bring up a real conversation around whether or not it is too easy to get a gun. For now, live outside police headquarters tonight, Chris Arnold, Local 12 News.
Chris, thank you. Interim Chief Henney says they are still interviewing victims and witnesses and will do whatever is needed to find whoever is responsible for this shooting. If you have any information that could help police, call Crime Stoppers at 513-352-3040. You could get cash for your clues.
It was just crazy.
Do you remember where were you compared to where this was all going down last night?
Yeah, so I was close to the door, and the event was such an amazing event. I don't think it, like I said, I don't think it was anybody's fault. I think that somehow somebody got in with a weapon, and when I heard it go off, the first thing I was thinking of is, you know, get my family to safety, and it didn't go so well. I think like 13 people were shot last night.
Did all your family get out? Is everybody okay that you were with last night?
Yes, everybody, thank God, everybody that we was with made it home safe to their families outside of me and a couple people.
How were your other people doing? Were any of them shot, or was it the same runner?
Yes, one of a cousin of mine was shot, and first thing I could think about is put pressure on the wound, tie her up, try to get some help, and yeah, it went very badly.
Did it sound like it was like an automatic weapon or something, or what was it for that many people to be?
Yeah, man, it sounded like an automatic weapon. I really you know, just in the midst of the chaos, I couldn't really think. My thing was save my people, you know, get myself together, get out of there, you know, and that was my only intention. My sister was in there, my brother. We was just like in such a great place, and to hear it, everything went to chaos, and it was crazy.
And how was it? It was probably a split-second change, wasn't it? Tell me about that. Were you all dancing, partying, having a good time?
We dancing, partying. We heard gunfire, and the thing was just get out of there. You know, you don't think too fast about everything. I tried to get out of there. We fell. I covered my peoples, and they was like, get up, and I was like, after the gunfire, because I know that, you know, if you stand up in the midst of gunfire, there could be some chaos behind that. And we laid there. It was like 40 people stomping over me, stomping me. And I even couldn't get up if I wanted to.
When I talked to you this morning, you said you were at the hospital. What did they tell you, and how are you doing?
They told me that there could be a fracture to my spine. And they took some tests and stuff like that. Everything came back that, you know, I should be okay, but I am in so much pain. My hand and my knuckle, everything, it was just crazy.
Yeah, good evening, Kyle. Those shots were fired around 1 o'clock this morning, and the response by police was very quick because there were some off-duty officers who were working a detail here at Riverfront Live. Now, we know that this was a party that was being promoted by an outside promoter, and police say there were at least 500 to 600 attendees.
The shooting appeared to be targeted.
We had a gentleman pull a weapon out and fire shots at another patron.
Tim Jordan, the owner of Riverfront Live, says that's what his surveillance cameras captured. He was inside the venue, standing at a side door when the shots were fired.
Just a mass crowd of everybody trying to come out the side door. I mean, really all I could do was just try to get everybody off the ground and get them out safely.
Surveillance cameras from a car shop next door showed dozens of people burst through a door, spilling into the parking lot. Gage Skillman, the shop's owner, didn't hear the shots but saw the commotion.
I noticed in one of the videos what looks to me like blood all over the floor when it zoomed in to the side door on the building. You see dozens of people running through one door, which is awful to see. People tripping, falling, just trying to get to safety.
Jordan says safety is a priority at Riverfront Live. He says everyone attending the party was required to walk through a metal detector and patted down. Off-duty Cincinnati police officers were working the parking lot. The question is how the unidentified shooter got a gun inside.
We had police detail here, so we're trying to get the detail in the door, trying to get, you know, everybody out safely, and at the same time, you know, we don't know where they are in a building.
However, one of the party's promoters posted this on Facebook. He says the club, quote, made promises and failed. The promoter claims security was aware of people sneaking into the venue, but were acting, quote, scared to remove them.
Now, some of that information as far as the claims being made by the promoter surfaced since our interview with Jordan earlier today. Now, we are working to reach him to try and shed light on those concerns. But however, when we did speak to Jordan earlier today, he said that he will no longer be working with outside promoters. For now, live in the East End, Morella Porter, Local 12 News.